Hey guys, this is Ryan from El Topo Loco, and we're actually doing something a little bit different today. Instead of Dragon Ball content, which I've kind of fallen behind on, we're actually going to start with One Piece. Now, we do have Juha Bach from Team Foe slash PPG, and he is learning One Piece for the very first time right here. So this is going to be like an introduction of how to play, but also like instead of just like straight up directions of here's the rule book, we're actually going to show gameplay as he's learning. So I'm going to try to help him out. We also have a few guests in the Discord as well. Anybody want to introduce themselves? Good talk, guys. We got a few people that you might hear pop up, and they might either help him out or just, I don't know, tell him the game. We're probably going to use a lot of DBS terms just because that's what I'm familiar with. And if you're subscribed to the channel, you're probably also familiar with. But we'll get started. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll. High roll goes first.
I rolled 8. Oh, 9, I guess.
All right.
I'll go first.
You're going to go first. Now you're going to shuffle and you're going to draw 5 cards.
All right.
Now, you are playing.
If I don't draw the field card, I just mulligan, right? If I don't draw Onigashima.
Yes, exactly. So for purple, you want to get that field card that is going to help you ramp. It is going to help your games. The games that you have it versus you don't have it are so different. And when you do mulligan in this game, it's not like Dragon Ball where you pick and choose which ones you have or want. You actually have to mulligan the whole hand or keep the whole hand. So I'm going to keep mine, but it looks like you mulliganed yours. What we're going to do is we have 2 decks here. We have our actual deck, and then we have our Don deck, and Don is like our energy. So instead of charging like character cards, you actually charge these things called Don, and that will actually be almost like offensive combo power, but also your ability to play cards. So since you are going first, actually first we need to put our life down. So each leader, if you look at the corner of, let me see if I can get this out of the way. If you look at the corner of their card, there's a life total. Yours says 5, so you start with 5 life. Mine's a multicolor leader, and it says 4, so I actually have to start with 4 life. So it's a little bit disadvantage there. But for deck construction, you can only have the same color cards as your leader. So Juha could only play purple cards. Mine's red-green, so I could actually use both of those colors in my deck.
All right, so do we start now?
Yeah, you got to put 5 life. Okay, you did that. I got to put my life in. And then you can get started. So you're going to start, if you're going first, you start with 1 Don in play.
So I just draw a Don and put it onto the board?
Yep. Now, you cannot swing on your first turn, and since you went first, you cannot draw on your first turn. I can draw on my first turn, but I also cannot swing on my first turn.
All right, so, like, I can only play a 1-drop, right?
Yeah, so most likely with your deck, you're probably not going to have a turn 1 play. So,
no, clearly not.
All right, it's my first turn. I can draw since I went second, but going second, they try to balance it out a little bit. You actually play 2 Don if you go second. And actually, from this point forward, we will both be playing 2 Don every single turn. So that's kind of the nice thing about this game.
To go second?
What was that?
Isn't it better to go second then because you get 2 Dons and you get to attack?
No, I cannot attack. So neither one of us can attack. So they try to balance it out a little bit. I get to draw and I get to go a little bit higher on energy, but you technically get to start swinging first.
Got it.
So I am going to play this 1-drop. And then also the same exact thing. Now, she has an ability where if you have Arrested Dawn, I could actually put her on cards. So the cool thing about this game is you can move Dawn. Most of the time it has to be unrested. Like if I had this, I could put it under characters or a leader card to give them boost. And that boost is only on the offensive turn, not on the defensive turn. But Nami allows me to put rested Dawn onto characters. It's not going to really do anything this turn. I'm just doing it for just example's sake, but I can't swing this turn, so I will pass.
So what happens if I blow up one of those Namis? Does the Don disappear?
So the Don will actually go back into my Don area, and it'll go into rest mode. So you will never lose Don unless you have an effect that says minus Don. which actually is a big key to your deck. Your deck has a lot of effects that say -1 Don or maybe -5 Don. So now you should be
So I start
putting
with 2.
2 Don in your energy now. So you have a total of 3.
Alright. Oh yeah, it's because I'm buffering right now.
Okay.
Alright, so
Now, just like in Dragon Ball, you have to deal damage, and when you do, they have to take life. Unlike Dragon Ball, the combo step's a little bit different, or the defensive step. In Dragon Ball, you have counters and then combos. Offensively, there are no combo cards. You can only make your leader cards and your battle cards, or character cards, they're called in this game, stronger by adding Don onto them. And most decks, you have to add untapped Don onto them.
okay, so here's the question: Can I? Oh, you said I was just about to ask if I can use the Dawn and then use the rested Dawns to pump up my leader.
You cannot do that most of the time, but my Namis on the field allow me to do that.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if I swing first or not, and whether I play something or not first doesn't matter.
In this game, it's like Digimon in the sense that there could be effects that trigger from life. So typically, it's better to swing with battle cards first because if they get popped with a trigger
Yeah,
effect,
that makes sense.
but in this game, another thing that's different is all creatures have summoning sickness. So if you're not from Magic, summoning sickness is basically when you play a card, it cannot swing right away. You have to wait till the next turn, unless it has in Magic it's called haste. In this game, it's called rush. So there are a few rush cards, especially in red.
In Digimon, it's also called Rush.
Okay.
I will swing Kaido's big club at you.
Okay. So in this game, there is no counter steps. So there's no true negates. But on cards, if you look on the side of them, some of them say counter +1,000 or +2,000. You can, and some of them don't have it at all. You can only use those defensively. So you're swinging for 5K. I have to go to 6K. So basically, you telegraph how much you are attacking with, unlike Dragon Ball, where you could kind of combo on top of it after a counter. So I'm assuming you still just want to swing a 5, or did you want to make them any beefier?
I'll just make him 5K right now.
Okay.
He's already pretty big.
So you can't combo guys on the field, and you could have a maximum of 5 characters. I'm probably gonna combo out of this one. So this guy has a counter of 1,000, so now I have 6,000. So I avoided the damage.
Dang, the One Piece hands are tiny.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna pay 3 to
Okay.
play, I guess, the most broken card in the deck.
Yeah.
The funny thing is I didn't even draw it on my mulligan, or I literally drew it for turn right now.
Oh, well, that's perfect because if now you're right on curve.
Here's skill right there. I'm too good at this game. Alright, so what does this do?
All right, so if you rest that field card, you will be able to add a Don into your energy or into your Don area, but it's going to come in rest mode. Now, the reason why it's so strong in your deck is since a lot of your effects minus a Don and make them go back to the Don deck, this allows you to kind of stay where you're supposed to be rather than losing a turn, essentially, or going behind on Don.
It's like an ejection every turn. That's already broken.
Exactly. So when I draw, all my Don goes back to the Don area, and now again I put 2 Don into play. So now I have a total of 4 versus. Oh, actually, now you also have 4 because you ramped.
But next turn I go to 7, which is broken.
Yeah.
Because I can start playing my giant Kaidos.
So let's see. I am gonna play this guy for 2. Now he has an effect that when I play him, I can put 2 Don onto any character, or 2 rested Don. And then I'm also going to.
I'm actually on the episode where Brooke came out.
Where what came out?
Where that skeleton you played came out.
Oh, yeah. All right, so I'm going to use one of my Nami's effects to put Arrested Dawn onto a character. So now my leader has 3 Dawn on it, so now he's an 8,000. So you have to out combo that if you don't want to take the damage.
So that's like 8k. I have to give you 4 cards to outcombo that.
Most likely, there are some extra cards that kind of have a lot more counter power, but since you're tapped out, you probably can't do that.
So you said I can only combo the ones that say counter?
Yeah, there are extra cards, but you probably need Dawn for that.
Okay, I guess I have to take this.
Okay. Now, what you want to do is don't put it in your hands. Oh, wait, too late.
Oops, sorry.
You want to reveal it to yourself first, and then if it has a trigger, you could put the trigger off right away, and it'll go to the trash, which is the equivalent to drop, and it'll have an effect for putting it or for flipping it from your life. If you don't want to use the trigger, or if it doesn't have a trigger, it'll just go to your hand.
Oh, well, it didn't have a trigger. It was just a card.
Okay. So I'll pass turn. I have 1 Don still in active mode.
Interesting. So you can like do negates and stuff with that.
It's not. There's no true negates that I'm aware of. They're more like extra combo pieces, and some of them have extra effects as well.
So can you have multiple of the field card out, or you can only have one out?
You can only have one. As soon as you play a second one, the first one will go to the trash.
All right, so it's not like King Cole where you can have infinite fields.
Well, King Cold's kind of unique, even in Dragon Ball.
Yeah. So I guess first things first is I should probably go to 7.
Yeah, you might as well ramp. If you have an effect later, you'll probably pop the Don that's already rested.
But okay, so I can use rested Dons for effects, right? Just not for boosts.
Yeah, so your deck has a lot of effects that have Don -1 or -5. The nice thing about that is you can pop rested Don or Don that's already stacked on a character. So you could like pump up a character with like 4 Don, and technically they're used, but if you have an effect that says -5 Don, you could use 4 of those Don that were under that character, plus another Don for that -5 Don.
And I have to read all these cards.
That's all good.
And you have to
see what was that?
You have to rest that Don you just put in play.
Oh,
Yes.
right. Oh, so I have 6 Don, not 7 Don. So I guess that makes it easier to see what I'm going to do this turn.
Now, I have Don on my leader. Be aware that that Don does not pump him on your turn. So he's actually just a 5k on my turn, or on your turn.
I'm trying to see what's more problematic, the Namis or the Brook.
Someone has a who's
I mean,
who.
they're both. Oh, wait. The Brook is only on play. Never mind. He's not problematic at all.
No, yeah, he's just a one-time thing. He's kind of nice because he's a 2k counter. But my deck runs really well when it has 5 characters on the field, so that's why I'm kind of stacking them as much as I can.
Yeah. 3, 4.
You got a king?
Actually, I misplay. I should be swinging first before playing anything.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. Because if I play something and then I swing and then you're like life plays a thing that blows up my guy, then
exactly.
That's bad.
So just like Dragon Ball, there's a lot of sequencing that will either help you or punish you. So I would probably swing with leader first.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm untapping all my stuff first.
All right.
Are you playing on your phone?
Yes. That's why I'm taking so long.
Oh.
I'm playing on my phone with horrible Wi-Fi. I swing with Kaido.
That's fine. And
just
yeah, so you can't combo anymore. So essentially, you could kind of skip that process of saying no counters, no combos. I know you're hitting 5, and I just got to figure out if I want to take it or not. So I'm going to take it. So I'm going to reveal it just to me. It does not have a trigger. It's going to go right to my hand. or I'm choosing not to use the trigger. You don't have to use a trigger if you don't want to.
So now I'm gonna pay 6.
Okay.
Like I was going to. It seems like your deck runs out of steam from what I can tell. Like if your board is clear, do you just like straight lose?
Yeah, so your deck definitely is a hard counter to mine because your deck has a lot of natural removal, and what my deck wants to do is build a board. So it can definitely hinder it. But I was playing some purple yesterday. It was actually the blue purple leader, which is similar with a lot of popping effects.
I actually have that one built if we want to play against that one next.
Okay.
One of the sexy mommies.
Okay. So for those that are not aware, this king gets to pop something. I think was it 6K or less? 4K or less?
4 cost or less.
4 cost. Okay. So he's popping one of my guys. Yeah, so you did have
goes back into your Don deck.
Yeah, you don't ever discard Don. It just goes back to the Don deck. Or else that would be really, really bad for your deck.
Okay. Got it. Alright. That's my turn. That's one. Oops. Ignore that card I accidentally played.
Well, that card's gonna ruin my day.
I was just trying to.
All right, I'm gonna pay 3, and I'm gonna play.
Is that Kaido and F?
What's that?
Is that Kaido the big one that I accidentally revealed in S?
Yeah, that's the big boy. All right, I'm gonna play this Zoro, and he has an effect that's called Rush. So he ignores summoning sickness, so he gets swing right away. So I am going to, let's see, do I want to do anything else? Yeah, I'm going to swing with, actually no. I'm going to use the first Nami's effect. Add arrested Dawn to him. And
Wait, my leader burns you for life by doing Dawn 7? That's really strong.
It's Dawn -7, so you have to basically reset your Dawn, but it's really, really strong when I have 1 Dawn left, and considering my leader starts with 4, it's definitely put me at a disadvantage just to start with. All right, so let's see. Can't do what I want to do really this turn too much. So I'm going to use both of my Namis to make him a 7K, and I'm going to swing at your leader.
Oof. So I have to counter before you, right? As soon as you declare the attack, right?
Yeah, so we're called counters, but it's kind of like combo in Dragon Ball. So you have to get to 8 or higher.
Counter. This guy's too big.
Okay.
So I take the dash. I mean, automatic.
Yep. Did you reveal it to yourself first, just in case it has a trigger?
Hold on, let me do that first. Reveal. I'm gonna reveal it to everyone that's watching. That's not you.
Okay.
That way, if they can tell me if I'm misplaying or not. Actually, I'll just reveal it to you too.
Well, it does have a trigger, so most likely you're probably gonna use it.
Yeah, you should. It's a ramp trigger. You should use it.
Add 1 Dawn card. Oh my god, that's so good. So add 1 Dawn card from it.
Now you're seeing
cool.
why
So I
everybody's
just
saying
ran
Kaido's
for
pretty
free.
strong.
So does it go from to the trash or to my hand?
So if you reveal a trigger, it will go right to the trash.
Okay.
If you choose not to do the trigger,
So
it'll go to your hand.
So I guess I go to 10 next turn and then I just bring out the big Kaido and blow everything up.
Well, you won't be able to go to 10 because remember, even with the field card, that one's going to come in rested. So you will have 10, but you won't have 10 to use.
Yeah. I'll go to 9.
Which means I'm on the clock right now, so I need to hurry up and push damage through.
Oh, this Kaido deck's already fun.
Yeah, that trigger is really good because you have a counter spell called Blast Breath, and it only costs 1 mana, 1 untapped Dawn, and it'll give you 4K counter.
Yeah, so that will make it very
that's
strong.
really strong.
All right. And you'll find yourself like comboing or adding Dawn to make characters at least 9, so that if you have that, you have to like waste another card. Almost like 25 is like the magic number in Dragon Ball when you do or when you combo up, because if they use a super combo, they have to use a super combo plus another card. So you have to kind of know each color's main counter extra cards and kind of know how much to combo up to kind of be efficient.
So each color has it's not just 4K for every color. Each color has a different thing.
Yeah, some colors have multiple. Purple really, I think, only has the one. Red has 2 or 3, and I forget about the other colors.
So those One Piece equivalent of super combos.
In a way, yes. Some people would also say these 2K counters would also be equivalent to super combos because they have extra counter effects or counter combos on them. Because most of them are either 0 or 1K.
Yeah, I was thinking a counter. I was like, sticks because I have one of those in my hand.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm swinging for 5 with Brook. I think that's his name, Brooks.
All right. So, yeah, Brook, the ghost. Well, not ghost, but I'll counter. So
okay. And then I'll add 1 to my leader and swing for 6.
And I call combo. I must just call it. I'll call them super combos. So I'm a counter for plus.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my turn.
All right, cool. So I can't bring out the big one just yet.
Now, remember, I have to remember if the big one has rush or not, but I know he does clear everything, but he also clears your card too.
I know. So does it also blow up my field or no?
I don't think so because I think the field goes in a different zone.
It should say it only destroys other characters on the card.
Okay.
All right, so I guess first things first, I'll swing king to the Zoro.
All right, so that's a 6 or 7 to my 5. Yeah, he's dead. So my Don goes back to my Don area.
And then
You forgot to add Dawn.
I'll swing counter.
Yeah, Juha, don't forget to add 2 more Don for the turn.
All right. Can you get roll shark for that?
I have no clue. The rules are still only out in Japanese. I don't know if they translated the actual rule book yet. So it's, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, so like, is it 100%? You can't do that.
I don't know what you just said, Juha. It sounded like you were just like talking underwater for a second.
Oh, I was saying that if you forget to do it, like your opponent is like, oh, can't.
Yeah.
Mandatory is what I'm asking.
I want to say it's mandatory. It's not like Dragon Ball where you can skip charge. I think you have to add the Don, but I could be wrong about that. right, and he is dead.
And then pay 3. So then -1.
So what you should do, Juha, I mean, it doesn't affect it too much, but you should also use your field card because it'll ramp you one. And instead, like this guy has an effect where he'll pop a guy of 3 or less, but you also have to put one of your Don back to the deck. So if you
Yeah,
ramp one, it's almost like you didn't lose one. All right, so you're gonna pop a
Oh,
Nami.
I was just gonna return one of the.
Okay.
I see.
So you can return one of your rested
That
Don.
makes
That's
sense,
the what
'cause
you
I was
should
like,
do.
oh. Yeah, but because then I would have one automatically. It's just I didn't have any other play, so I'm just like, I don't need that extra Don.
Mm-hmm.
And he.
Your Wi-Fi is cutting in and out, Juha. I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, Juha, your
Hold
mic
on,
is
give me
god
1
awful.
second.
All right, we're back. Juha had some connection issues, but hopefully they're resolved now. All right, Juha. So last thing you did was played Who's Who. You minus the Don, and then you did ramp with the field. So now he can keep going.
Alright, so I actually don't even have any other play, so I guess I'll just pass.
Okay. So if you think you're not going to have any other play, you really got to think out your turns, Don. I mean, it didn't matter too much because you swung at my battle cards, but you could have used some of that Don to pump up your battle cards or your leader card.
Oh yeah, I could have done that.
Yeah. So you really don't want to leave too much unused Don unless you have something in your hand that you could use on defense.
Yeah, that was the main reason why I didn't why I sequenced the Who's Who Onigashima incorrectly, because I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything else for the turn anyway.
Gotcha. All right. So now I got to figure out. I know the big guy's coming. What do I
But
want
the
to
thing
do?
is, who knows if it's even correct to play the big guy?
That's true.
Yeah, based on this board state, it is not correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because he has like 1 card and I have like 2 dudes, and I have a big giant king.
A big guy, and plus you would. I think it's like a -5 Don, so set you back a few turns.
It's -6 on.
Okay. So yeah, you'd go back to like turn 2 essentially. So.
And early
Yeah,
game 3K and lower characters don't provide that much because they require at least 2 Don to swing at lead. But late game 3K and lower can swing lead because you have all that extra Don.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So this Who's Who, I could swing with it and then just pump it up a lot.
On your next turn.
Yeah, he has a summoning sickness, so
Yeah.
he should be in active mode right now.
No, I put him in rest to like I guess show an example of like, oh, I could swing with this.
Gotcha.
Did I pass turn at you? I could have sworn I did.
You did.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to use Nami's effect. Add Arrested Energy to Luffy, and Luffy has Rush. And if he has 2 Don attached to him, you cannot activate Blocker on his swing.
Is he your boss card?
What was that?
Is he your boss card?
He's one of my boss cards. Essentially, what my deck is trying to do is build a board of 5, and then essentially all my 5 and lowers will become 2 costs once per turn if I bounce a card back of opposite color. So essentially, what my game plan is build a small board or a board of small guys, and then I can use that to like play this guy for 2, and then have all that extra Don to do other stuff with. All right, so 6. Let's see. We got 3 life. 7. All right, so I'm at 8, and I'm going to swing at your king.
All right, so I have your 8,
Yep,
and my king is at
7. And remember, you can't combo any guys from the field. And, well, who doesn't have any combo power anyway, but
yeah. All right, so no counter.
okay.
Oh, my poor king. To the Shadow Realm he goes.
All right, good. Let's see. I'll swing at your leader for 6.
No counter.
Okay.
Oh, I automatically take it, right?
Yeah, you could take it. That's the one thing I've noticed with Dragon Ball players.
I'm just used to, like, after I play no counter, I'm used to, like, some kind of, like, effect or something.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just always like waiting for the other person to say no combo, and I'm like, oh wait, they don't say that. Did it have a trigger effect or no?
It's still loading, and I messed up by not revealing it.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna.
It does not.
Okay. And then my last move will be playing a blocker, and I'll have my turn. And blocker is exactly what you think it is. Same as Dragon Ball, probably the same as Digimon. Blockers are pretty strong in this game.
I'm gonna draw.
And Brohan's being a good guy by playing like he didn't know that you have a board wipe in your hand.
Yes.
Yeah. Although technically, if you're playing against Kaido, wouldn't you just assume that you have the board wipe at this point?
It depends. I mean, people are probably only playing 2 of them, I want to say. I don't know. Maybe they're playing 4.
It's definitely a 2 of, most likely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm playing 2. I'm playing 2 from the deck that I'm using.
And you also got to remember, this game is not like Dragon Ball. It does not dig very well, and you don't draw very much. So it's very easy to not see a 4 of in your deck, never mind a 2 of.
So if you really need a card, you should probably be playing it at 4. Then you can't afford to be like, oh, I'm gonna just play this guy at 2.
That is true for most decks. I want to say it's blue or green, or maybe it's both. They dig a little bit better. There are a handful of searcher cards. Like red has a Nami card that searches most Straw Hats. So you can dig a little bit, but a lot of the cards that dig are just either straight up draw 1s, or they're like top searchers, but then they go on the bottom of the deck. So you can essentially say, I'm never going to see these cards the rest of the game.
Got it. It's just like Digimon. In Digimon, if you bottom deck a card, you're just not gonna see it for the rest of the game.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much for every color, there's a Peep 5 card.
Mm-hmm.
So Nami can Peep 5 for a Straw Hat. Jewelry Bonnie can Peep 5 for a Supernova character or card.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Blue has a card that lets them Peep 5 for a Baroque Works.
Does Purple have one?
I don't believe Purple has one.
Okay.
So not every color has one.
Oh, I think Purple does have one. They have that Smile Fruit.
Oh, yeah.
Peep 5 for a Smile character.
Well, there's not too many Smile characters at the moment, I think, right?
It's just Who's Who and I think another one.
There are a handful of other ones, but they're either not great or there's just too few of them to like actually want to run that card. All right, so more energy is being tapped, so I'm assuming the big guy is coming.
Yeah, here comes Big Daddy Kaido, swinging his big club. It's just that my internet's horrible, so that's why I'm going so slow.
I think you're really just trying to build suspense up right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I want to make it epic. You should probably edit this with Kaido's theme in the background.
That would actually be really cool.
But Brian doesn't even like One Piece.
I'm starting to read the manga a little bit now, so I'm at the Sky Country. And I don't hate it. I don't see the hype behind it. I think it's good, but I don't think it's amazing.
You cannot a worse thing than that. Blow up the board. Oh, it blows up my guy.
Your Who's Who. But I mean, you weren't going to do anything with him because you can't combo up, and I didn't have any guys you could swing into. Now, he has a Don -6, so you're going to have to return 6 to the deck. and he doesn't have
But then I'm
rush.
gonna Onigashima after, right?
Yes, you'll do that. So
So
technically,
can
it's a
I just
minus
put 5
5.
to save time?
Yeah, you can do 5.
Alright, cool. And then, alright, so I'm gonna rest Onigashima. And then put 5 back to the deck.
Yeah, I think One Piece is unique because I think it's a really good story with really good fights and stuff. Just a really good anime. But I think One Piece does something where it's like main story, and there is like a main story. It's kind of like mixed with filler, what I would call filler. So they get into like a lot of shenanigans in every arc, where I feel like I could just like cut the arc in half, and it would be like really good.
Or not even that, like they're like, I'm gonna go here, and then you won't get there till like 4 arcs later because there's like a bunch of like little mini arcs that interrupt, I guess, the journey to that place that you're going to.
I've been told that the manga has better pacing, and I've been reading the manga instead of watching the show, and it does have a little bit better pacing. So I'm enjoying it a little bit more now. But
I'm watching the anime. I'm in Thriller Bark right now, but I know like everything. I know about Wano. I know about Kaido. I know about Marineford. I know everything, but it's like I'm barely on like actually watching it. I'm on Thriller Bark.
Okay, I have no clue what you're talking about because I'm still at Sky Country, which is
I was just about to say. I bet you have no clue what I just said.
basically.
Alright, so I'll swing Kaido to you. Am I at 5? Dawn on your screen, I can't tell because on mine I'm at 5.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 on yours. One of them's in. One of them's in active mode, so I'm assuming you tried clicking and dragging and it got stuck somewhere.
Yeah, can you click on it and press request send to?
Yeah.
It's easier if you do it that way for me, I think.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
of how horrible mine is.
I did it. Did the notification come up?
No.
Try one more time.
Accept. Damn, Brohan, what up, bro? You are.
All right, so you're swinging leader to leader?
Yeah, swing Kaido's big club at your leader.
I don't want to take this because now you have a big guy that I'm never going to combo out of. But
and I can potentially burn also. That's the wild thing.
Yeah, and that's true. Yeah. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could burn next turn, but then you lose all your
yeah. Next turn I could go for a game. I could swing with Kaido, swing with the big Kaido, and then just burn for the rest of the life.
Now you do actually have to do an extra damage. I think Digimon's like that, so you have to give me the 0.
Yeah, so it's like Digimon.
Okay. You could, but I mean that's assuming that I can't out combo your leader swing. I guess you could pump them up and then -7 afterwards. So yeah, you're right. So I'm gonna have to out combo this. I'll put it to 6.
All right, and I guess I'll end my turn with that. So I guess Kaido's a hand control deck too, because it's like.
No, I just used a lot of resources playing guys, and then you just kept popping them. So it's not so much yours as a hand control. It's more that mine relies on a board, and your deck is just really good at popping boards.
I like this Kaido deck. I feel like, how do I say it? I feel like it's kind of an uphill battle for the opponent.
It is definitely a very, very strong deck.
And yeah, he had to counter because next turn you could attach 7 Dawn to your leader, swing 12.
Yep.
And then you could burn all 7 of those and then swing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to do. That's why I said, I'm like, oh, do I just win next turn by burning you?
Yeah, so I had to kind of combo. Even if I didn't really want to. I wanted to see the extra card, but I need to kind of live.
This is the equivalent of I can't go to 2 because you'll have the Chompa in hand.
All right, so I think I'm at 12 right now.
Oh, you're pumping up? I guess you don't have any other plays.
Yeah, basically.
So is this what the mid to late game of One Piece looks like, where you just use all your Dawn as like, oh, I swing with a 1K and pump them up to like 10K or whatever.
It's definitely I don't know. I'm not sure if I love it or hate it because sometimes you could just be like, oh, I automatically win just by pumping my leader or my one card up and make it super
Yeah,
strong.
that's what it looks like. That's
But
what it looks like.
at other times, it's like, hey, I drew cards I don't have anything to do with, but you could actually still use your Don to a certain way. So the Don mechanic is actually at first I was underwhelmed, but then actually after I saw how it worked out and got to learn little nuances with it, it's probably the most unique part about this game and why it's actually pretty enjoyable to play.
All right, so that's my thing. It doesn't have a trigger, so it just goes to hand, right?
Yes.
All right.
But yeah, technically your 12k Kaido is killable if you swing with it, because then you can attach like all 10 Don to his leader and swing with 15.
Yeah.
It would be basically wasting it, not wasting a turn, because sometimes you do have to commit to killing a card, but
Okay, so this is where the skill in One Piece comes in. Then it's like once it gets to this like game state that we're in.
Mm-hmm. So I just played a blocker. He does have an effect that I could play another guy if I had him in hand, but I don't.
Are there one of these in every color? Because I have this combination too.
You do have a combination like that, but neither of them are blockers. And I actually don't like it for purple because one of those two cards is actually one of your 2K counters, and I'd much rather keep that in hand.
So basically, I have to kill this guy or I lose next turn, right? Because then you swing with leader, and then you swing with this guy. Like you probably pump up your leader to like 9K and then pump up the rest on this guy.
I mean, I don't know what's in your hands. The thing about your deck is one of its weaknesses is there's not a lot of cards with counter in it unless you built it a certain way. So most likely, you do have a few dead cards, but you could probably combo out of some swings.
Well, not if it's like the first swing is like a 10K and then the second swing is like I'm gonna use the rest of my Don on this
remember,
guy.
if you have the extra card, that brings you to 9K alone. So I don't know what's in your hands, but now you're kind of projecting that you don't have that extra card. So maybe I could kill you next turn, but I don't know for sure.
No, I'm just seeing like what I can do.
Yeah, for sure. So you do want to ramp. Don't forget about that.
I did ramp. I ramped my 2.
Yeah, but I meant
That's
with
what I
your
meant
field
to-
card.
Oh, right. I'm just trying to. So how does blocker work? Like if I play a blocker that's bigger than your guy, does your guy automatically die if I block with it?
If you play it or if you swing.
Like let's say I play a blocker that's like 7K, just hypothetically,
Okay.
and then you swing with this guy, and you're below 7K, and I block. Does your guy die?
Your guy will only die if. Okay, so if I have a 7K blocker and you swing 5K into it, the blocker will live. It will just stay in rest mode.
Yeah, but will the attacker die or not?
No, I don't think so. At
Okay,
least.
so it's not like Digimon. Okay, so it's not like Digimon.
I could be wrong on that, but I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, if the blocker is higher, the attacker does not die unless there's an effect.
Okay, well that's good to know. You can block and combo over to make that guy stronger and let the blocker live if you want to use it as a swing next turn. All right, so you are swinging at leader for 5.
No, actually, I'm thinking if it's better to swing with the leader first or the Kaido. Because I don't know if you have like an extra card in your security, that's like, or in your life that's like, neg the Kaido by like 12K or something.
There are very few cards that can deal with that Kaido. In fact, I probably would have to do a combination of cards to kill it.
There actually is one that I think that can neg him 10k.
Yeah, neg him 10K. That is true. But then he's not dead. In this game, if you neg it to 0, it still lives, unlike Dragon Ball. But I mean, I can make him a very, very weak swing potentially.
Alright, so I'm gonna use. Let me calculate how many Don I'm gonna use. So 2, 4. I'm gonna use. I have 2, 4, 6, 7. I'm gonna use 1 Don on my leader.
Okay.
To make him bigger. And then I will swing 6K to your leader.
All right. I'll use this guy. He has 2 counter. So that makes me 7.
Oh, that's your super combo.
Yeah, it's one of them. I actually have a few. I have actually a decent amount of 2Ks in here.
So you have no cards in hand.
Yeah, so
Two
now it's very
attacks.
easy to predict how to push the damage, but you also have to remember that you do have summoning sickness, so that's something I kind of account for defensively.
Yeah. I'm just
Against
trying to think. I'm trying to think. Is it worth like just not swinging with the Kaido right now? Build a board of defense and then just kill you next turn, or swing and
Your Kaido doesn't block, so anything that doesn't block, you might as well swing unless you're afraid it's going to die to one of their cards.
Yeah,
I also.
there are some
No,
strategies
I was
that I've
just
seen
thinking.
do one-turn kills, but yeah, your Kaido's almost guaranteed to be safe unless I
All right,
swing
so
into
just
it
like
next turn.
Or if you don't want to give him cards to his hand.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes.
was saying. I was thinking if it's better to just build a board and not give him any cards and then just kill him in a single turn.
Well,
That's what I was thinking.
in Dragon Ball, typically when you swing at their life, it's almost like a hindrance because you're giving them potential for a crackback by giving them offensive
that's
combo
what I was
power.
thinking.
In this game, your combo power is only defensive, so it helps in some instances, but for the most part, it's not going to help you with the
I get it. It doesn't make
crackback.
a difference. I get it. I'll swing at your leader and hope I didn't give you like that big giant rush Luffy.
Well, I hope you too.
That's why I didn't want to swing with it. That's why I'm like, oh, I should just build a board. Alright, so I'm gonna pay 2. And also now you could kill my big giant Kaido. That's why I was like, I just not swing with it and just build my blocker army.
Yeah, but I also have you at 1 life, so could I swing into your Kaido? Yeah, but I mean, I could also try to go for game. I don't know.
True. Okay, so I'm gonna pay 2 for this. And then I'm gonna pay 2 for another one.
Okay.
So I have an army of blockers. I can attack with them, right? They're just really small.
Yeah, but you can't attack this turn.
Yeah, but next turn I can swing with them and pump them up a lot with all my dons.
Yes.
But yeah, chunk blocking is really good in this game, and there's a Shanks secret rare that is
I know what that is.
Yeah, and he swings with rush, and he can't be blocked by 2Ks or lower, so none of those blockers can stop Shanks.
Can you use Shanks in any deck?
Only red.
Yeah. So your leader has to match the color.
Okay. So it's like with dormants, like if you have a green leader.
Yeah, essentially.
Got it.
So that's why multicolors so far have been starting with 4 life rather than 5, because you have a bigger card pool and bigger combinations you could kind of mix it with, but you also start with less life.
Yeah, you also have more access to 2K counters since you're running 2 different colors.
That's true. But red already. There are some colors that have a lot of 2K combos on their own. I think red and blue have a decent amount.
That's why that purple blue Kaido deck it has access to like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and blue's a really good combo with Kaido because blue has a lot of defensive cards, blockers, and Kaido wants to ramp. So the Kaido's early game is the weakest part of it, and blue kind of makes up for that.
Yeah, I've noticed at the beginning I felt like I was being rushed down. Now I feel like I'm in complete control.
Alright, let's see.
Well, I don't know if you should feel like complete control versus red.
It's because Ryan's going easy on me.
No, I'm not.
Red also has a lot of ways around blockers.
Yes, red does have a lot of ways around blockers.
That's good to know. I felt like, I'll just put these 2 blockers out and I'm good, but I guess I didn't take that into account.
Oh, you're kind of lucky. I'm drawing all my green stuff. Let's see. I wish I had one more Don. Let's see. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2.
You have how many? 8?
2. I'm fully donned out. I have 10.
So basically, do all the counters just kind of suck at the end because it's like your opponent is giving their attacks infinite dons?
No, because they can only give like 1 infinite don. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
If they wanted to attach 10, they could guarantee 1 damage, but that's it. And also, attaching 10 to a character doesn't mean anything if your opponent has a 1K blocker, because they can chunk block.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, you're not going to like do that if they have a blocker on board.
Hmm.
So here's a question for my burn effect. What if I get you from 2 to 0 and then do the burn effect? Does that count as winning, or I have to actually attack you when you have no life?
You have to attack me when I have no life. So that you're gonna use that effect probably on my last life.
Yeah, you can't
Okay.
win with Kaido effect.
Okay, got it.
Swing at your leader for 5.
How big is he?
He's a 5.
You still have 6. You still have 5 Dawn. You still have 6 Dawn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm gonna count. You 5, right?
7 open, but he's a 5K.
No, I'm saying you. Yeah, all right. So I'm a counter to make him a 6K.
Okay. Swing for 7.
If I block this, I still have 3 attacks. Well, technically, I just need 1 attack to go through. I'm gonna take this and hope you don't play some guy that's like, I'm gonna blow up 2 blockers in a single like move or whatever.
Nope, I do not have that, but I will restand this blocker.
I thought for sure you were about to big Luffy him with the law effect.
If I had,
There's the logic. Hold on, let me read the law.
well, I don't have a full board.
Oh, right. Never mind.
Play set one of your supernovas rested in 5 costs. Oh, so you could have restood your. Oh, I see.
Yeah, my deck is
So
definitely crippled against purple because you have a lot of removal, so I have to kind of play differently.
Yeah, and what you did
they're
was...
both blockers?
Sorry, go ahead.
Are they both blockers?
No, only one is a blocker.
Yeah, and what you did was scary because that 5-drop Luffy that he played that can swing the turn he's played, if you give him 2 Dawn, he can't be blocked.
Yeah,
So
that's what I was thinking. I didn't know if it did that or not. So I was like, oh, let's see if you have it or not.
I didn't.
That's good to know for future reference. Okay, so do not do this against a red deck from now on.
Exactly. I mean, you might get lucky because again, this game doesn't draw a lot, so I would have to see the card, and you already killed one of them. And since he has,
typically against red, you want to use your blockers as soon as possible because they have power to make their cards unblockable.
And purple too, because they'll pop your cards pretty easily too.
I'll start by swinging with Kaido for infinite.
I'll block.
Alright, no combo on that swing. Let me think about this. So you said like those super plus 4Ks can only be used defensively, right? Because I just drew it.
Yeah, you can only use it defensively.
Okay, so I can't use it offensively. Got it. I'm gonna use 5 Dawn on one of my Marias to make her a 7K.
Okay.
Hold on, I have to make this look pretty.
Oh yeah. I was really hoping this was my other green law because he would have had blocker and he could have bounced the card back and replayed it.
Oh, that would have stopped 2 attacks, right?
Exactly.
So basically, since it's just lagging, I'm just gonna tell you what I'm trying to do while my thing is like, I'm gonna swing with this for 7K, so you have to take this and then that'll put you to 1. Then I'm gonna pop the Dons to.
Yeah, you basically have game here.
Yeah,
That's the nice
he's
thing about
gonna
this
take
deck
us forever
is
to do it.
you can know when to scoop because in Dragon Ball you don't know what's in their hand to combo out. But for me, the writing's on the wall, and it's just like I would just scoop for time, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so basically this is 7K, so that's guaranteed a damage.
Yeah, oh, I mean not guaranteed. I could out combo, but it's very
Because you have one.
unlikely.
Well, you have one card in hand, so you would have to have a two. It would have to be a 3K, which isn't in the
You are
game,
right
right?
about that. Yeah, so that damage goes through. Let's see if it has a trigger.
Yeah, a trigger might
Hopefully-
save in the game.
Nope.
Hopefully it's not like, oh, here's a blocker. All right, so I'm gonna trash. Oh, then before I trash, I'm gonna put the rest of my Dawn into my leader, so he's 9K.
Okay, but as soon as you trash some of that, he's going to go down because you put some Dawn onto the blocker to swing.
Oh, so he's only gonna be 8K. Actually, can I trash it for the leader effect and then? Oh no, because it'll come in rest. Never mind. All right, so I'm gonna trash 1, 2. Oh, never mind. It's actually not guaranteed game.
No, it's guaranteed because of when you trash a life, I don't get a trigger.
All right, so I'm gonna trash all of these dons to burn it for
And
damage.
unfortunately, this could have definitely helped me. This trigger
Well,
would have
what is?
maybe not. No, I want it because it
not
only
guaranteed
pops.
game because he can only make his leader 8K. So if you had two
Yeah.
2Ks in your hand,
True.
All right, so I guess I'll just swing and put all of my dons on my leader and make him 8K.
Okay. And I only have 7, so you got it.
Okay, so I understand how the game plays now. So the skill, like it seems like the most skill comes in like that end of game state where it's like I have all this dawn, my opponent has all this dawn, and it's like
mid to late
Which
game
is
when you
not-
have the most options of stuff to do, that's when it really decides
Yeah.
how you play and how well you do.
And
Okay,
like,
so this was my hand. This was my hand to see if any misplays were made.
well, you won, so I mean, I guess you could still misplay and win, but let's see.
Yeah, but I want to play as optimally as I can since I plan on topping the first One Piece region on the West Coast or winning.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing you really had to pop. I mean, you could have popped my blocker, but at this point, like, you had games, so you didn't really have to play King.
Yeah, because if I popped your blocker, then I couldn't have boosted my blockers, or I
Yeah.
couldn't have done the.
Sometimes it's
My
tempting
leader.
to play a guy that has an effect, but then you're like, that's where this game kind of has a little bit more, I don't know, of a ceiling with when it comes to using your Don. Because, yeah, you could use it to play a guy that has an effect, but remember that guy can't swing right away. And it would have been better just to pump up a 2K blocker like you did, or pump up your leader and guarantee that damage and guarantee the game. I've definitely seen people lose because they tried doing something like that. Like, hey, I want to draw some cards or I want to pop something. And then you're like, you could have just made something really strong and just killed me right there.
Yeah, so basically, like, you just have to know Dawn, like, using your Dawn is, like, the most important thing rather than,
Exactly.
oh, I'm going to play this cool card.
And, like, it's not
Oh,
like
wait,
in Dragon Ball, it's like, hey, I have this really strong card. I'm going to play it right away. It's a lot of times it's like, you got to wait a whole turn. Like, this right here, this girl is one of the secret rares.
That's the SCR, right? That's the
And
Yamato. You don't even know who that is, huh?
No, I have no clue. She has
That's kind of
double
nice.
attack banish, which is essentially double strike crit, and she's the only card so far in this game that has double strike crit. And when you crit something or when you banish it, you don't get trigger effects. So that makes it super strong. And with my leader, if I have a full board, I could bounce a red guy and play this for 2. But the thing is,
That's
I do
kind of
have to keep it
daughter.
alive for the next turn, so it's potentially going to get killed by a king or some other effect.
Okay, so question about SCRs. Can you have only one like in Dragon Ball, or can you have 4 like in Digimon?
As far as we know at the moment, you can have a whole playset.
Oh, so you can play 4 of the Yamatos then.
Allegedly. We don't know for sure, I think, but
Yeah, we are not sure, but we believe so.
That's pretty cool. I also have the blue Kaido built. The blue,
the blue purple one.
this version of, yeah, the blue purple one. If you wanna
All
play
right,
against this one.
let's just end the video for here because I don't think anybody wants to watch a 2-hour video of playing. So hopefully,
Or you could record, or you could upload this one as a separate video.
well, I'll record it. We'll see if anybody wants to actually watch it. But we'll just call this a game for today. First time playing the game, and he destroyed me. So definitely.
I won my first One Piece game.
So you're on your way to victory, Juha.
On my way to being the Pirate King.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to comment about the game, and I'll try to get back to you guys. Have a good one. Stay loco.